Okay, so in the last video we have seen how to create the thread by extending the thread class. Okay, so in today's video we will see how to create the thread by implementing the runnable interface. Okay, so see here, first way was to create the thread by using the extends keyword. So we just created the class, we have extended it with the thread. After that we have overridden the method, and then here we just created one object. Okay, and from that object we are calling the start method. Okay, now same thing, okay, we have to do by using the runnable interface. Okay, so let me just remove this one. We can just delete this thing, and also we can delete this thing. Okay, so for now we just have one class demo with one main method. Okay, now we want to create the thread by implementing the runnable interface. So let's create here the another class. Let's give the name as my thread example. We will give the same name. Okay, and here instead of extending the thread class, we will implement the runnable interface. Okay, so runnable is an interface. You can just implement it. Okay, now see, whenever you are implementing the interface, that time you need to provide the implementation of the methods which are there in the interface. Okay, so let's just, if you just over here you will see that this my thread example must either be declared as an abstract or it should implement the abstract method run. Okay, so whenever you are implementing the any interface, if in that interface you have some abstract methods, then you need to provide the implementation for that. And if you are not providing the implementation, then you can mark this class as a abstract. Okay, but now we want to provide the implementation for the run method. So let's just over here, and you can click on this implement methods. Which method? Run method. Okay, so here we have overridden the run method. Okay, now whatever logic you want to execute by your thread, that logic you can write here. So let's write the same logic. I just want to print the numbers from 1 to 5. So here we can write int I is equal to 1, I is less than equals to 5, and I plus plus. Okay, and here we can write maybe child thread, and here we will print the value of I. Okay, now in the main class, okay, what you have to do first you have to create the object of this class. My thread example thread is equal to new my thread example. Okay, now see here, in our first way what we did here, we were extending this class with the thread class. Okay, and inside the thread class you have the run method. Okay, that's the reason you were able to call it directly. But now in the runnable, okay, in the runnable we don't have any run method. Okay, see here, if you write thread dot start method, see here we have called the start method, right? And internally that start method will call the run. Okay, but in the runnable method you don't have any start method. Okay, so now first you need to create here the object of the thread class. So thread t is equal to new thread, and here you need to pass the object of your my thread example class. Okay, so let's pass here that object. Okay, now by using this t object you can call the start method. Now what will happen? The flow will be same again. Now when you are calling t.start, automatically the flow will go to this run method, and this logic will be executed by your child thread. Okay, and if you want to execute some logic by your main thread, then here you can write it. Maybe int I is equal to 1, I less than equals to 5, I plus plus. And here I just want to print main method or main thread. Here we can print the value of the I. If we save, and execute it. See the output. See, first you are getting main thread and after that child thread. Okay, so execute the program again. Maybe you will get the different output now. See here, first child thread and then main thread. Okay, execute it again. First main thread, then child thread. Okay, so in the multi-threading, always output will vary. Okay, we can't predict it. But the most important thing which we need to understand it, how we can create the thread and how many ways we can create the thread. Okay, so we have seen two ways. First was by extending the thread class, and the second way is by implementing the runnable interface. Very simple steps we have to follow. First we will create the thread. Okay, or we will create the class. This class will implement the runnable interface. Now you are implementing it, so you need to provide the implementation of the abstract method. Which is the abstract method? Run. Okay, now once you provide the implementation for this run method, then you have to create the object of this myThreadExample class, and after that, to call this start method, we will be creating object of the thread class. And inside this thread class, when you create the object, you will pass this myThreadExample object. Okay, now by using this T, you can call the start method. Now what will happen? Automatically the control will go to this run method and child thread will execute this block of code, and this block of code will be executed by the main method. Okay, so this way execution will happen. I hope you understood how to create the thread in Java by extending the thread class and by implementing the runnable interface. Okay, so that's it for today's video. If you like it, please share with your friends and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.